I had a rough night's sleep last night. I don't know if y'all could tell. Lucy kept hogging up all the couch. Slept on the couch and she took it all. Damn savage of a mutt. Look at her. Where is she? Where's Lucy girl at? Oh, there she is. There you are, Gear. Took off that whole damn couch, that ditch, Gear. If you don't like me, tap the like button for Lucy. I know y'all like dogs. Except for y'all psychopaths out there. Kinda like the one we're gonna be witnessing today. This guy has lost his damn mind. Mr. Joseph McEnroe. I don't know if y'all heard of this guy. But him and his girlfriend ended up wiping out his girlfriend's whole family. Killed the girlfriend's mom and dad, which he called mom and dad as well. And then they waited for the brother to show up with his wife and 2 kids to celebrate Christmas Eve. And gunned them down as well. All because the girlfriend says her brother owed her money. So today we're going to witness this man get sentenced, and before we see him get sentenced, he's going to take the stand. And it just looks like this guy's going through some serious torment. I don't think he could fake this. I think he is seriously messed up in the mind. I got a crow literally right by my damn door. Get away from here! Get on now! Skit! Can y'all hear that shit? Just because my name's Death doesn't mean every crow in town needs to follow me. Anyways, let's get into it, and I can't stress enough, hit the fucking like button. I do apologize if you hear like a hum in the background. I got these fans on, so, and they gotta be on, so deal with it.
Convicted killer Joe McEnroe broke down on the stand as he described murdering his girlfriend's family incarnation.
See the emptiness, well, she should be.
Convicted killer Joseph McEnroe broke down, grabbed his head, and cried.
Shit. This is Michelle Anderson, I believe, the mastermind, the girlfriend of the individual that's going to be taking the stand today. And you know, I watched a lot of videos on this guy. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's a lot. But you can obviously tell by him taking the stand, he's got some mental issues. He ain't all there, and he definitely looks like the type of guy that can get controlled and manipulated by his girlfriend very easily. You know, some guys out there, especially ones with mental issues, if they're in love with a girl, they'll do anything that she says. Anything, even if that means murdering her whole damn family over some money that her brother owed her. I seriously doubt that's the root cause of it, but that's what they're saying. And if you were to see this girl take the stand compared to the guy we're going to be seeing today, I mean, it's like 2 mental worlds. You can obviously tell she was the mastermind and he was definitely the lackey. But what can you say to a man that's head over heels in love? That's why in the courtrooms, even though this is a little bit different of a situation, but there's a phrase in the courtroom called crimes of passion. A lot of guys end up killing a girl and a guy because he found out she was cheating, or walked into the house and seen the girl sleeping with a man in his bed. Kills them both. Crimes of passion. I can guarantee that shit is definitely taken into consideration in the courtroom. And I think the judge or whoever gave this man his sentence and had that in mind. There's different forms of crimes of passion. Sometimes you're just manipulated to do it.
After a more than 2-month trial in which McEnroe wasn't heard from, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. But now, in this penalty phase, McEnroe takes the stand for the first time.
What did you do to try to stop this, Joe?
I can't even say now. I tried everything that I could.
We got to stop it. We got to analyze these questions and his answers deeply. He said, why didn't you just stop it? He said, there was nothing I could do. I tried everything I could. He didn't try everything he could. He could have shot the girl that planned the whole situation. When he says he tried everything he tried everything he could by talking to her. He would never kill the woman that he loves. He'll kill others for her, but he won't kill her. So if I were to play it out in my mind, this shit was about to go down. He probably didn't want to do none of it. So he had to have been easily persuaded. But I believe him. I believe him when he says he tried everything he could. In his mind, at least. In his mind. In my mind, he could have shot the girl.
Stop this, Joe.
I can't even say now. I tried everything that I could.
Well, why not just walk out the door and leave?
I couldn't do that.
He ain't gonna walk out and leave the girl that he loves? I can guarantee this guy was so in love with this girl, it's unreal. So now he's gonna describe a little bit of the murder scene, how it went down, and I mean, just really watch this guy's body language. What do you think? I know there's some professionals out there probably that watch my channel. I gotta hear y'all's input. I think this man is completely hurt about the situation, is being tormented every day.
Then she wasn't moving anymore, and so I went over by where she was, and I told her that I was sorry, and I shot her in the head.
So he said he goes up to her, says he's sorry, and shoots her in the head. He didn't want to do that. Why would he say he's sorry? That's a man that's mentally disturbed. But now he's about to talk about how he was cleaning up the scene after the fact, and he really snaps.
See the emptiness, well, she should be.
This is real. Torment. Seeing the emptiness. You know, that's one thing that people will never forget. When you see a dead body and the emptiness that comes with it, you'll never forget it, man. It's almost as though you realize right then, that very moment, that this shit ain't nothing but a shell. This ain't nothing but a ship that we're traveling in. It's creepy, man. I've seen my share of dead bodies, and I never forget them. I did an interview with someone that works in a morgue, or he's a mortician. That was a great interview. Y'all need to go check it out. But he went to a prison to pick up a dead body that's been sitting there for a few days, and the guards never even knew. Pretty crazy story. If you want to go check it out, I don't know exactly what it's titled. Just type in mortician, lockdown 23 and 1. I'm sure it'll come up. But man, that guy would see shit like that all the time. You know, it really puts it in perspective when you're around it.
At least nobody suffered. The way that it is, at least nobody suffered.
And that right there should tell you a little bit about his mind. He's looking at it in a perspective like, hey, I shot him in the head. It wasn't like a long, torturous process of death. Point blank to the head, no suffering. That line right there is probably what helps him sleep at night. Guys like this, you want to give them life in prison because you can tell they're being tormented every day. Unless this guy's like a Academy Award winning actor, I think everything that I'm seeing is authentic.
How often do you think about killing the Andersons?
I'm trying my hardest not to turn this into some kind of comedy because this is far from comedy, but he's got his khakis and button up on. Had to do it. Had to fucking do it. So he asked him, how often do you think about these murders?
It's in my mind all the time.
Yeah, better
Convicted
be.
murderer Joseph McEnroe wants to live.
That question really triggered something, man. I don't know if it was real or fake. Hard to tell nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. Hard to tell. Let's watch it one more time.
You said a couple of days ago on the witness stand, you said, look, why don't you kill me? I don't even care. So do you care? Why don't you just accept execution?
I have to make... If I just die, then that's... An act of full destructiveness is not...
He shook on the stand during questioning. He says it's involuntary. Prosecutors say it's an act.
Prosecutors saying what he's doing is an act. His team is saying it's involuntary and this is authentic. This is actually very important in a situation like this because he's either facing life or death right now. Now this is your time to guess in the comment section once again, life or death, because sentencing day is upon us once again.
Thank you very much, sir. All right. So, Mr. McEnroe, behind you is an empty bench bearing 6 carnations and 6 name placards.
Damn.
In placing those items there, this court has borrowed loosely from the military tradition of the fallen comrade table.
Huh. Never knew that. It's a tradition. Fallen comrade table. They bring their, I'm guessing, the ashes of the fallen soldiers to the table. And we seen this in a court trial just the other day that I did where a female brought her daughter ashes into the courtroom. So just imagine how creepy that shit is.
That empty bench and each of the 6 white carnations
God, he looks at it.
symbolize the people whose lives you have taken. Wayne, Judy, Scott, Erica, Olivia, and Nathan. Because of your actions, we're all assembled here today. Also, because of your actions, those 6 individuals cannot physically be present and must be represented by flowers. People who don't work within the court system oftentimes think that judges, lawyers, and even jurors forget about the victims and only care about the rights of the defendant. This is not true. The victims are not forgotten, and the pain and anguish experienced by their loved ones does not fall on deaf ears.
Oh, so they used cards and flowers. Okay. Not everyone uses ashes, I'm guessing, because not everyone gets cremated.
None of us who have been involved in this case will ever forget the names and faces of Wayne, Judy, Scott, Erica, Olivia, or Nathan. How could we? The horrible fate that befell them should never have been visited upon any human being. For example, we will all remember Erica's courageous and selfless plea to spare her children. We will all remember Nathan's innocent attempt to placate Mr. McEnroe by handing him a telephone battery. These images, and a myriad of others, will remain with all of us forever. I can assure you that the victims have not and will not be forgotten. Fortunately for you, Mr. McEnroe, we live in a society that is committed to the principles of due process and the rule of law. You have been the beneficiary of all the protections that our legal system affords.
Wow.
You've been provided excellent and capable counsel. You've been provided access to the state's evidence against you. You've been provided an opportunity to conduct your own investigation. You've been provided resources for the retention of experts. You've been provided a courtroom and a judge for resolving legal disputes. And you've been provided an opportunity to present your case to a jury of 12 unbiased individuals. All of that stands in sharp contrast to the manner in which your 6 victims were murdered.
So the judge was pretty much just breaking down, fortunately for you, you got all that shit. You got all that for you to help you. In other countries, he would have been tortured by the whole damn city. Stoned, beaten, whatever the case is, dragged through town. No court case, just eye for an eye. But I like how the judge worded it. You know, fortunately for you, we have a community that believes in due process and law. And you were awarded all this stuff to help you for your case, which is pretty wild to think about. If someone just wiped out 6 people.
In a matter of moments, you became their judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
They were defenseless before you as you wielded your firearm. There was no opportunity for them to save themselves, to obtain a reprieve, or to save each other. They were cowardly ambushed on Christmas Eve, a time when they expected nothing but joy and goodwill.
God!
It's no wonder that your actions...
Them kids, man, they were just waiting for their Christmas presents. They were waiting to get their Christmas presents from their grandparents, man. And they walk into just... I can't even picture this, man. I can't even imagine it.
Have outraged the public.
So sad.
It's also no wonder that many members of the public were demanding that you be executed for these brutal and senseless murders.
Yeah. Yep.
Consequently, though divided, the jury as a whole returned a lawful verdict imposing the presumptive sentence. All 12 jurors, each in their own way, followed the court's instructions. Their service was honorable, and their collective judgment must be respected. Now, as I'm sure you know, Mr. McEnroe, I have no discretion in this matter. The jury's verdict mandates a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole on each of the 6 counts to be served consecutively.
6 life sentences. All consecutive. But let me know how you feel about this guy. Do you think he was just really batshit crazy and taken advantage of? Do you think he deserves life or death? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said in the beginning, tap that like, subscribe, notification bell if you enjoyed yourself. And as always, I salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning. And everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.